Many types of garbage do not break down very quickly, so they collect in the oceans. Ocean currents have caused marine garbage to collect in certain areas, the largest of which is often called the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Plastics are probably the worst form of garbage. Some of them are now known to be even more dangerous than we thought, because they have entered the food chain. Not all of the garbage floats on the surface, of course, but the evidence is that there are now very high levels of garbage-related pollution in the oceans. Fish and marine mammals can sometimes mistake plastics for food, or can become trapped in plastic ropes, nets and bags. Probably the greatest problem with garbage is the time it takes to break down. One estimate is that a plastic bottle will take 450 years to break down. What is worse, with time, plastic ocean debris breaks down into microplastics. Microplastics are particles less than 5 millimeters in diameter and are also present in many everyday items, such as toothpaste, shampoo, shower gels, and clothing. When eaten by fish, these microplastics not only harm the fish, but also come back to us on our dinner plates. Research has also found that food waste can be dangerous to sea life. If food waste is discharged in sufficient quantities, it can decrease oxygen levels in the water, causing fish to die, reduce water quality by increasing cloudiness, encourage the growth of algae into algal blooms that can block out sunlight from underwater plants or be toxic to humans and animals. We have all been guilty of polluting the oceans with plastics, and this is a problem for all of us. It affects not only our health, but the health of our families and children. If what we've covered so far doesn't convince us to handle garbage and waste properly, then remember that apart from the environmental damage that will be caused by dumping garbage, anyone found dumping garbage will be guilty of a criminal act. This will lead to fines and possible imprisonment. There have been several very high-profile cases recently where shipping companies have been fined between $250,000 and $500,000 for the illegal disposal of garbage. Fighting the marine debris problem begins with us wherever we are. Each of us can make a change by cutting back on the amount of garbage we produce, opting for reusable items instead of single-use products, recycling as much material as possible, and not allowing others to break garbage regulations, for instance by discharging waste overboard. Small steps lead to big results. Together, we will reduce the pollution in our oceans. If we all act responsibly now, we might be able to reverse the damage and clean up the oceans. In this chapter, we've seen that pools of garbage are building up in our oceans. Plastics are the worst type of garbage because they take so long to break down, are so harmful to marine life, and end up being passed back to us through the food chain. Illegal garbage dumping can lead to fines and imprisonment. But let's think positive and say that if we all act properly now, we might be able to reverse the damage and clean up the oceans.